talk about this conversation I had yesterday with a couple of people at the shop, and about intimacy, the level of intimacy and open relationships and stuff like that. You see, when people hear open relationships, they're automatically thinking of sex, a person having a lot of sex with a bunch of different people. No, no, it's not about that. When you're open, you're giving people access to yourself. Like, I like to think of, say, because I don't really talk about myself in per se, but I'm breaking an example down. Say if you have a guy, I'm gonna use a guy or a woman. It could be either one. They are a person that people have access to or need access to all the time, right? But if they have a jealous partner that don't like them to talk to people, they actually shut that person off to the world, and that person could help other people and help people in their lives to develop themselves mentally. It could be a physical thing where that person is training people, or they have access to people, or they run a certain business that they have to talk to people all the time. A doctor have to talk to people all the time. Let's just talk about professions and stuff like that. If you're like a person who is like an entertainer, you're gonna be around people all the time. You're gonna be traveling and doing stuff like that. Those type of relationships, entertainers, professional athletes, those people should have open relationships, because guess what? They're living and playing the field. They might have somebody at home, but most of the times they are intimate with a lot of other people. Let's keep it real. This is real conversation. I don't come here to talk no foolishness, you understand? Or tell you what you want to hear. If you want to hear things that you want to hear, go to the next guy. They'll tell you what you want to hear. I'm keeping it real and 100% here. Open relationships don't have nothing to do with sex. So when there's a high value male and a high value woman, those people are gonna have, or certain people gonna need to have access to them for advice. If you're a mentor or whatever the case may be, it could be anything. You could be just be a person that people like me. I'm a person that people like to come to and call and ask for advice, or ask for this, or help out with that. And if I had somebody that is a jealous person that, oh, who's that? I don't want you talking to these people. I don't want you. That automatically shuts off my value to the world. So some people, if you want monogamy, I feel like monogamy is something that should be worked towards. If you don't feel like that, that's your life. That's cool. You do what you want to do. But I'm speaking on what the world really is. You know, I used to tell people back in the days, my boys would tell you, I used to tell them this in my shop, Cold Cuts Barbershop, the greatest barbershop in New York City, because nobody was like us. Because we threw push-up parties, we did events, we did everything that nobody else did, and everybody started catching up. But that's another topic. I used to say life is polygamous, because I felt like everybody's living in this fake open world. I mean, this fake monogamous world, and they want to be open, and they want to people want to have access to people all the time and touch people. That's why in this era it's so scary, because we're not touching people. We're muzzling ourselves and hiding from people, because whatever the case. So we're missing a touch that we used to have. Although people are still interacting, let's not fool ourselves. People are still having sex and still doing things in this era. They just acting like nothing's going on. But let me just break this shit down. Pardon my French. Monogamy is something that you should earn and work towards. It's better like that, because it prevents certain things from happening. You're getting to know the person a little bit better, and that person shows you in time who they are. And then you say, this is going to be my girl. That takes a long time. That takes years and years for somebody to even become somebody's girl, in my opinion, or somebody's man. A husband and wife situation, that's a long time. I think that takes much more longer. You understand? 5 years and up for somebody to be a wife, husband, because once you reach that level, that's it. They work that long for that, then there ain't nothing gonna change after that. So you might as well just do it. But when I'm speaking of open, is not just about sex, because I abstain a lot and I fast and I discipline, not just from foods, from a lot of things, from people as well, from intimacy and all that. I used to do that when I was younger. I'll take a year off from sex and I'll take another year off. So it's not about sex. Everybody thinking sex too much. It's not about that. We're too perverted. We always jumping the gun and thinking about sex and people having sex. Not everybody's out here running around. It's a lot of people that's intimate and very sexual, but not all of us are, you know. And some of us are put in the position to have sex, but some people just don't do it, just by choice, just by preference, just by whatever they believe in. And if you feel like you believe in a certain type of lifestyle, you make it work for you. You understand? The lifestyle that I'm talking about is what everybody's doing and don't want to admit to it. If you look at people's DMs, it's a bunch of dudes in their DMs. Women have a bunch of men in their DMs soliciting them. And these dudes will have girlfriends and all kinds of things going on. They have wives. You have dudes down here that are married, that's paying off other women to sleep with them. All kinds of, listen, let's keep it real here. Listen, I'm not here for the foolishness. This is real talk. Tell me I'm lying. It be older women that want younger dudes and they'll sleep with those dudes and take care of them. This is the life. Sugar mommy, sugar daddies, whatever. There's all kinds of things going on in the world. Why are we afraid to talk about these things? And when somebody talk about them, everybody get all sensitive and ruffled. This is real talk. Let's have dialogue, real dialogues and real conversations, so we could heal our communities and heal the people. Because the way how we've been raised, everything is basically a lie. Relationships we're not taught right about. In school, they don't teach us the right things. They don't teach us how to manage our money. They don't teach us how to manage our time. They don't teach us how to interact with each other. They don't teach us a goddamn thing, just only to maintain the system. So everything that we're doing, we're basically relearning and trying to figure things out as we go along into this new world, right? If you look at it, right, a lot of people, they'll even have vacation relationships, right? Where they go certain places and they met somebody and they kept in touch. And then the next time they go around to those same areas, they'll get back up with the same people. Come on, why are we acting like these things don't exist? These things don't exist. These things exist. So let's have open dialogues about what's really going on. You know, some people will have people around them for years, side people around them for years. And they, you know, it's just part of it. It's just part of life. So some people choose to go certain ways. Some people choose to do things, but they don't want nobody else to know. So we need to just have conversations, real talks, you know, real talks. I do sermons, I do real talks, I do real Bible tutorials, whatever it is, everything has to come out. We have to talk about these things to heal. We cannot heal if we're not coming with honesty and the truth. You know, we have to put everything on the table and put it, it's like a puzzle. We're right now, the world and certain people, we're a puzzle. And we just dump the puzzle on the table and that's how we live. We didn't put the pieces together. So right now, we have to start really putting the pieces together, because we've been living in a world where the puzzle is just thrown on the table and that's how we live. Start putting the pieces back together, man. Carry on.